J.J. Watt. Pass is caught. Diggs! Side he broke his ankles. Lightning strike from McCaffrey.
We're having fun. We get to have fun here. This is what it's all about.
We have been given week 1 scheduling news in late March. It is March 26th, episode 45 of the Swank Tank. Welcome into the show. Welcome into the Swank Tank. And week 1 scheduling news has been given to us, and it's probably not what you would expect. Maybe you've seen it, maybe you've heard about it, maybe you haven't. We're going to kick off the show breaking that down. After that, we're going to talk about JSN's new extension with Seattle and Kelce's extension with the Chiefs. Then towards the end of the show, we're going to be ranking my favorite 2025 draft picks from 10 to 1 being the best, 10 being the 10th best from the 2025 draft class, moving forward throughout their careers. Who had the best 2025 rookie season, who, and this will also be factored into these rankings, who I believe will have the best outlook moving forward in their career. So selecting my 10 favorite picks looking back on the 2025 draft class for their future success, for the success they had in 2025 and beyond. Welcome into the show. Lots and lots to discuss, to talk about, to break down, and we're in late March. We got a little less than a month to the 2026 NFL Draft. As always, there is no offseason over here, ladies and gentlemen. So happy you're here. So happy you're with us, tapped in. If you're new, welcome into the show. If you're returning, welcome back. We appreciate you more than you know. I say we, I mean I. It's a one-man show over here, production-wise, taping-wise, info-wise, editing-wise, the whole works. I appreciate you greatly, greatly, greatly. If you are not already, make sure you're following on all the socials at The Swank Tank. That's YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and following on Spotify at The Swank Tank as well. So close. 2,000 followers on Instagram. So close. That's been our big goal for a while. Before the draft, if we get there, that'd be perfect. A lot of big draft news, mock drafts, more draft talk coming up as we enter April. But for now, we got a loaded episode for you. And without further ado, let's dive into my opinion on the week 1 schedule news that has just been released on Wednesday. Let's do this. It has officially been announced. The Seattle Seahawks will open the season on Wednesday night, September 9th in Seattle. Not Thursday. Wednesday, September 9th. I ask you, if you're watching or listening, what your initial reaction was to this news or is to this news. The season 2026 kicking off officially, week 1, on a Wednesday night in Seattle. Just let that sit with you for a second. I am honestly really curious what your thoughts are. If you have them, let me know. DM me, drop them in a comment. I'm sure I'll be crafting up a video about this, posting it on all the socials. I really want to know your opinion. I've seen a lot of people totally okay with it. I've seen a lot of people be like, what in the world are we doing? So the season kicks off September 9th on a Wednesday night. Then, Thursday night, we have the Australia game in Melbourne, Australia. 49ers and Rams will play September 10th, Thursday, at 5:35 p.m. Pacific time in Australia. That time in Australia, by the way, so this is going to be Australian Eastern Standard Time, AEST, in Melbourne. It will be 10:35 a.m. Friday, 10:35 a.m. in Melbourne when these players, the Rams and 49ers, kick off and play. So they're playing on a Friday morning. We're watching on a Thursday night. That's not the opening kickoff. Wednesday night is the opening kickoff. Kind of a lot to take in. This news was literally dropped like 30 minutes apart from each other on Wednesday. Kind of a lot to take in. And I'm going to give you my reaction to this. But first, some important background information to go along with it. Last year, let's look at 2025 season. The Eagles had the home opener on Thursday Night Football in Philadelphia, right? The Super Bowl champ always gets the home game to kick off the season. This coming year, it will be Wednesday night. Last year, it was Thursday night. It was Cowboys at Eagles Thursday night, as it typically always is. kicking off the season on a Thursday. Then that next day, we had the Brazil game. We had Chiefs and Chargers in Brazil on that Friday. That's what the 2025 season looked like, right? Thursday night kick in Philly against Dallas. Friday, the Brazil game, right? A global game, a out of United States game. Okay? That's what 2025 looked like. 2026, obviously not so much. So I ask, why couldn't we just do that same format again? Why couldn't we, just like last year, open the season on a Thursday night when NFL football has always been played, Thursday night football, for as long as I can remember, and way, before I was even born. Thursday night football has been a thing, I believe. That being said, typically the season kicks off on Thursday night football. That's been the regular from what I've seen for several years. Why can't we just do that again? Why can't we kick on Thursday and then play this out-of-country game, international game, on Friday? Why? Like, I'm legitimately asking, why is it different? Why are we shaking this up? So, yes, I do understand maybe the logic behind it being it's a much different time zone change. It's like a 17-hour difference, depending on where you are in the U.S., time zone change. 17 hours. And I'm assuming that's Pacific time, given it's the Rams and 49ers, so it's a 17-hour difference in times from Pacific time to Melbourne time, or I should say Australian Eastern Standard Time. 17 hours. So I get it doing that game on the Thursday, United States Thursday, and the Friday morning in Australia, because you want them to play the game and get back sooner so they have more time to get acclimated back to the Pacific time zone, right? If you play that game in the United States on a Friday, that means they're most likely playing that game on a Saturday. They would be playing the game on Saturday morning. They lose a day to get back, right? Get back and rest and get ready for week one. So I do understand that type of logic. I do get it. But are we for real starting the season on a Wednesday? It's unfair to me for the Seattle fans. The 2026 season kicking off on a Wednesday is unfair to Seattle. It's unfair to their fans, their entire fan base, the families that have season tickets. This doesn't happen, people. It's happened very, very rarely. Here's when this has happened, okay? So NFL games have been played on a Wednesday very rarely, less than a handful. In 2012, the NFL season actually kicked off on a Wednesday, September 5th, 2012. Dallas Cowboys defeated the Super Bowl defending champs, New York Giants, at MetLife Stadium. They played that game on a Wednesday, kicking off the 2012 season due to the Democratic National Convention being in town. Odd. Very odd. Didn't even know that, actually. I had to do some research there. 2012, kicked off on a Wednesday for the Democratic National Convention. Outside of that, another NFL game, at least in the past, 3-4 decades, maybe even further, probably much further than that, honestly. Another NFL game was put on a Wednesday due to COVID. That was COVID. I don't need to go into more detail. I hate that word. You all hate that word. We played games on Wednesday. We played games on Monday. We played games on Tuesday. We played multiple games on Monday. It was just a disaster. Obviously, it was COVID, whatever. But the fact that we kicked off the 2012 season on a Wednesday is a crime. The fact that we're kicking off the 2026 season on a Wednesday is a crime, especially to Seattle fans. I'm not going to fully complain over here. Oh, no, I have to watch football, the opening game on a Wednesday, and then I got another game on Thursday. I'm not complaining necessarily for myself. I don't love it, but I feel for the Seattle fans, the Seattle families that have season tickets, the diehards that want to go to this game. Wednesday night, to have the first game of the NFL season is not right. It's not right. Oh, Swank, why is it not right? Who cares if it's a Wednesday? A lot of families have season tickets in Seattle. I'm assuming a lot of kids probably can't go to this game. It's going to be too late. It's just different. People are used to having the game on Thursday. They plan for the game on Thursday. Wednesday, flat dab, middle of the week. It just doesn't sit right with me. It doesn't feel right. And for Seattle fans, I'm sorry. So I personally don't like this. If you're going to go play an international game, I don't care what the time zone change is. It's unfair to Seattle fans to be playing on a Wednesday. That's my personal opinion. Play the international game on Friday, kickoff on Thursday. I understand there's a big time change, 17 hours. I get it. I'm not the one calling for there to be a game in Australia. Are you? I don't think so. So I don't love it. And I kind of got a bone to pick with it. Obviously, as you can tell by my tone and as you can tell by this past 5 minutes, I think it's unfair to Seattle fans that they're kicking off the season on a Wednesday. Now, maybe you're saying, Swank, who cares? Like, they're still going to go anyways. Yeah, they're still going to go. But, one, it doesn't feel right. Two, it should be a Thursday because it's traditionally been a Thursday. It's tradition. NFL relies a lot on tradition. As they begin to expand, that has now been apparently started to fade, right? Tradition starts to fade with global change in the NFL. And we're talking international games, right? As they continue to build and build and build with more international games, more international events, the schedule is going to continue to change. Some of that you may like, some of that you may not. I'm saying personally for 2026, for opening the season on a Wednesday, I'm not a fan, and I don't like it for Seattle fans. I don't. I do not. So Seattle fans, I'm sorry. But you did get some good news. Just a few days ago. JSN is extended. Let's talk more about that and the Kelce extension right now. Let's do it. Seattle fans, here is your good news. JSN, your wide receiver one, your franchise wide receiver, signed to a multi-year extension. 4 years, $168.6 million extension for JSN with the Seattle Seahawks, making him the highest paid wide receiver in NFL history. It's deserved. It is 100% deserved. Let's get into some more details about this. Averages $42.15 million per year with over $120 million of it guaranteed. That is a large guarantee with a large annual value. Wowza. Both of those numbers are records for a wide receiver in terms of per year money and guaranteed money, as it should be. Ties him to Seattle through the 2031 season. He's on the last year of his rookie deal. They're going to exercise his fifth-year option next season in 2027. Then this extension hits, and then you got 2028, 2029, 2030, and 2031 seasons. So I believe he's tied up through the 2031 season. He's got a bag in his future. A lot of it's guaranteed money, as you can tell. His average annual value pushes the bar up from Jamar Chase's $40 million annual average set last year. He's breaking records in guaranteed money and annual money earned as well. I mean, this is fantastic. It's fantastic. Do you want me to? I can't overanalyze this. I don't want to overanalyze this. I'm not going to come out here with some hot flaming take. Oh my gosh, it's an overpay. Oh my gosh, what are they doing? I mean, you know what JSN is capable of. You've seen it this year. You saw it blooming in the season prior, and you saw it blooming in the season prior to that. In 2023, JSN had 63 receptions, 628 yards, and 3 touchdowns as a rookie. So over 600 yards, 3 TDs as a rookie. For a first-round pick, not the best season ever, but pretty good, solid. 2024, 76 receptions, 1,130 yards, and 4 touchdowns. In 2025, including the playoffs, JSN, 136 receptions, 1,992 receiving yards, and 12 total touchdowns. That's including playoffs, but what a season from JSN. He was the number 1 wide receiver in football in the 2025 season. He's been continuing to improve his game year after year after year, and I would not be surprised if in 2026 he continues to improve. Puts up even bigger numbers than he did in 2025. JSN was the 20th overall pick in the 2023 NFL Draft from Ohio State, as you all know. He was the first receiver taken in the 2023 NFL Draft, and then he started the trend of drafting wide receivers right behind him as legitimately the next 3 picks after JSN, 20th overall, were these. Quentin Johnson, 21st overall, Zay Flowers, 22nd overall, and Jordan Addison, 23rd overall. Those receivers are good. They are not quite elite. They are good. Oh, whoa, Zay Flowers is a Pro Bowler. What a joke. Respectfully. It's a home run of a draft pick. It's been a home run of a process. It's been just a home run of all of it. Money-wise, opportunity-wise, what he's brought to the field, his leadership. It's just a win all around for Seattle. And again, he's continued to improve year after year after year. He's the man. He deserves the payment. It's a lot of guaranteed money. It's a huge annual value. It's worth it, obviously. And I don't think anybody's really questioning that. So Seattle has locked up their wide receiver for the future, I believe, through the 2031 season. Very well deserved for JSN. And man, he's just such an exciting player to watch. And it's not it's not what he does just without the ball, like route running wise. Like with the ball, you never know what move he's going to put on you. It's just a little, lightning in a bottle out there. He's speedy, runs great routes, has phenomenal hands. He does it all for you. Great extension by Seattle. He stays home. It's fantastic. Moving on to our next extension we have to talk about. Travis Kelce has been extended. A 3-year, $54.7 million contract extension for Travis Kelce. I'm going to repeat that for you in case you didn't see this, or just for added emphasis. 3 years, $54.7 million. I know your first reaction. Holy overpay. Second reaction. Oh my God, 3 years? This dude's about to retire. Literally after 2026, he's going to retire. You would be right, and the Chiefs also know that. Only 2026 is guaranteed money, $12 million. He can essentially walk away. The Chiefs would really not owe him anything if you were to walk away after the 2026 season. There's a lot of other rules that factor into this contract extension, but all you need to know is that the guaranteed money is truly just in 2026. If he were to retire, I don't believe the Chiefs have to pay a majority of this. What it does, though, is just in case he somehow, for some reason, doesn't retire after 2026, he most likely will. You keep not only your best tight end in franchise history. I know Tony Gonzalez was there too. He really shined with Atlanta. One of the best players in franchise history, if not the best. But you also understand how much revenue he's bringing in himself from a different demographic. Yes, Taylor Swift fans and people who love her music and everything surrounding Taylor. A lot of those fans have tuned into NFL games, specifically Chiefs games, to watch Travis Kelce play. I can't even fathom how much money that brings in. I can't. Jersey sales, viewership, etc., etc. You think the Chiefs care? Do you think they care what they're going to be paying Travis Kelce in, let's just say, 2027 if he doesn't retire? They're making, I'm sure, especially at least for the NFL itself, so much money. So much money just by Kelce playing the game of football, because he's got a new fan base, a new audience, which is great for the game. It's great for the game. The Chiefs don't care. One, it's out of respect for what Kelce has done for that organization, and two, it keeps him tied there just in case he decides not to retire. So it's a respectable move. He's one of the best players. There's the thumbs up. There it is on my Mac. It always does the thumbs up. If you're watching, it gave a little thumbs up emoji. So one, it's out of respect. I absolutely respect it. One of the best players in Chiefs franchise history. You can pay him whatever you want. I respect it, right? One of the best players for the Chiefs ever. Number two, it keeps him tied to the Chiefs just in case he somehow were not to retire in 2026. Number three, he brings in so much revenue for the league and for the Chiefs through jersey sales, etc. The Chiefs don't care what they're paying him. They don't care. And again, a lot of this money, all of it, essentially, is guaranteed in 2026, $12 million guaranteed. He can then walk away, and the Chiefs are really not on the hook for much money, if at all. There's some other rules behind it that are a little bit more in detail, and I didn't really go too in-depth into those exact rules. All this to say, if he retires in 2026, Chiefs are, to what I understand, essentially off the hook. Years 2 and 3 are cap void years. He also has snap incentives and playoff incentives and all that good stuff. So, but I can guarantee you the Chiefs are not really worried about paying him, given what he's done for that organization, given the surrounding fan base around Kelce itself and how much revenue, viewership, and money he brings in just by him being him, just by him playing football for Kansas City. So, logistically, it makes sense given the guaranteed money. He's probably going to retire after 2026, so it's not going to be that big of a deal. Kelce was the 63rd overall pick in the 2013 NFL draft. You ready for some Kelce stats? You ready for it? I'm sure once he retires, again, most likely after this coming season. We'll go way more into detail about his career. We can go into some more in-depth, cool stats and stuff. But I'll just give you some. Across 13 regular seasons, Kelce has won, again, I'll rephrase. Across 13 regular seasons, excluding playoffs, he has 1,080 receptions, 13,002 receiving yards, and 82 receiving touchdowns. That's just in the regular season for a tight end. Career in the playoffs, 178 receptions, 2,078 yards, and 20 touchdowns. 20 playoff touchdowns for Travis Kelce in his 13 years. Kelce set the single-season receiving yards record for a tight end with 1,416 in 2020. 1,416 in 2020 receiving yards. Unbelievable, unfathomable, and it is the record still. Becoming the first tight end with 2 100-catch seasons at that time in 2020 as well. He now has 3 100-catch seasons, regular seasons in the NFL. He had 7 straight 1,000-yard seasons from 2016 to 2022. 7 straight 1,000-yard seasons. He's a 3-time Super Bowl champ. He's an 11-time Pro Bowler, and is a 4-time All-Pro. One of the best to ever do it. He's probably right behind Tony Gonzalez, and Jason Witten's up there, not in terms of Super Bowl rings, not in terms of playoff success, but in terms of total yards. I believe Witten just has him beat, just barely. At this moment, he's a legend. Whether you love him, whether you dislike him, however you feel about him, he's a legend. He's one of the best to ever do it. He gets a 3-year extension. A lot of it's going to be, he's going to probably retire after the year. It will be void. It will be all figured out. It will all be good. So don't be, so shocked if you're just hearing this number, 3 years, $54.7 million. Whoa, holy overpay. There's a lot more fine print to it than just what is given to you. So Kelce gets his extension. JSN gets his well-deserved extension as well. All right, it is time. We're going to rank my 10 best players from the 2025 NFL draft class. This is looking at the 2025 season. This is looking at their future outlook as well. So as we move into 2026 and beyond, their potential with their current teams, their skill, their results from 2025, all of it is being factored in. We're going to go starting with number 10, the 10th best pick from, in my eyes, on this show from the 2025 NFL draft, all the way down to number 1. I'm also just going to quickly side note, this list will exclude James Pierce Jr. If you don't know what's happened with James Pierce Jr., you've been kind of out of the loop a little bit with him. Just do a little bit of your own Googling or ChatGPTing, whatever you want to do. And just go take a quick look at what's happened with James Pierce this offseason. That's all I'm going to say there. So I'm going to exclude him for this list because I'm looking at future outlook included in these rankings. I don't think he's got much future in the NFL remaining, if any. So bad news over there for James Pierce. That's all we're going to talk about in regards to him on this episode and on this show, I'm assuming, sadly. All right, coming in at number 10, my 10th best, let's call it best, my 10th, in my opinion, the 10th best pick from the 2025 NFL draft. Carson Schlesinger from UCLA. He was the 33rd overall pick in the 2025 NFL draft. He was the defensive rookie of the year. In 2025, he played 16 games. He had 156 total tackles. He had 2 interceptions. I believe he had 2.5 sacks. Along with that, outside of Myles Garrett, he was the star of the Browns defense, essentially making any tackle he wanted to make. Coming out of UCLA, he was a dog at UCLA, especially in his last season. He was a premier tackler. He's a great athlete. He's a premier tackler. And 33rd overall pick, you would expect some good things from him. And how about a defensive rookie of the year for you? How about that from Carson Schlesinger in the Cleveland Browns? So he comes in at number 10 for me, not only because he won defensive rookie of the year, but you could tell. This man flies all over the field. How many tackles did he have last season? 156 total tackles in 16 games in 2025? Yeah. Yeah, linebackers don't last too long. Avonte David just retired, 14 years, crazy. Respect. What a great career for him. But Schwessinger's got the tools, man, to continue to somehow even improve from his rookie season and winning Defensive Rookie of the Year. So very high on him. He comes in at number 10. Number 10, my 10th favorite pick moving forward from the 2025 NFL Draft. Coming in at number 9, we're going to stick with defense here. Let's go with Malachi Starks, the 27th overall pick in the 2025 draft. In 2025, he had 17 games played, 84 tackles, and 2 interceptions. Let's back up a quick second. The Ravens defense this year really struggled. They have a lot of big names, especially on paper, but man, they went through like an 8-game stretch where they were getting diced up on the ground, through the air, any which way. They really couldn't stop anybody defensively. But one of the lone bright spots was Malachi Starks a little bit in terms of tackling, him being a rookie. He had a really strong campaign. Malachi Starks did. And 27th overall pick, again, a lot of these picks you would expect great things from, given where they were in the draft, given their college career. Starks was a beast in college, beast in the NFL as well already as a rookie. So he comes in at number 9 for me. Great, strong rookie campaign. That Baltimore defense really needs to improve this coming season. They're going to get a little bit healthier. I'm sure they'll assess some secondary needs in the draft. They haven't made too many defensive moves, if I'm not mistaken, over there in Baltimore. They already have a guy like Kyle Hamilton. You got Humphrey. You got a lot of pieces to already work with. They could definitely expand that room, or really just that defense as a whole, 100%. Going into 2026, Starks will continue to be a major piece for Baltimore this coming season and in the future. Starks comes in at number 9 for me. Coming in at number 8, let's go with Tyler Warren, tight end from Penn State. You all know the name. You all know the player. Warren, the 14th overall pick in the 2025 draft. His stats were very, very impressive, especially as a rookie with Daniel Jones and then some quarterback shake situation. Jones goes down. Phillip Rivers comes in. A little bit of a quarterback catastrophe, especially in the second half of the season. Warren, 17 games played, 825 receiving yards, or I believe it's total yards, and 5 total touchdowns. Really a phenomenal year from the rookie tight end and Tyler Warren from the Colts. Even given the quarterback carousel, even given Daniel Jones, don't get me wrong, obviously was really good before the injury. He's not some elite quarterback. He's now getting paid kind of like one. Overpay, let's be real. We talked about that last week, 2 weeks ago. Tyler Warren comes in at number 8. Not only can he catch for you, he can block for you really well. You know this guy's game. He's a physical tight end. And now with Pittman gone, he will be receiving more targets. He was already a great fantasy play last year. In terms of fantasy this year, he'll be even better. You got Alec Pierce re-signed over there. Jonathan Taylor remains there, of course. But Tyler Warren now is essentially the number 2 target. Taylor out of the backfield doesn't get used that much, if really at all. He gets used a little bit out of the backfield, let's be real. But Tyler Warren, his snap count, at least let me rephrase, his target count will definitely be increased this year compared to last year. Now he's got a year under his belt. A phenomenal year nonetheless there. Tyler Warren comes in at number 8 for me in my top 10 players from last year's draft class. Coming in at number 7, let's show some love to some offensive linemen. It is going to be Gray Zabel, the 18th overall pick from last year's draft. Gray Zabel started every single game as a rookie for the Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks. He played left guard for them. He will continue to play left guard for them. Played all 17 games in the regular season. Only gave up 2 sacks. Just 2 sacks in the regular season. I believe that's just regular season, not playoffs. 2 sacks given up all year. As a rookie who played every single game for the Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks, yeah, I think that qualifies for the number 7 spot on my list. Trustable as can be as a rookie, immediately plugged in and played phenomenal. Obviously, already has a Super Bowl ring as a rookie. In the playoffs, held up pretty well. I mean, the Seahawks played some really, really strong defenses this year. and throughout the playoffs, of course. That New England defensive front was nasty in the Super Bowl. I know they played Houston. I mean, they played some really good defensive fronts this year. Really strong. Zabel, really across the board, held his own as a rookie. Only gave up 2 sacks in the regular season. Played every game. So not only was he reliable, he was healthy, and he's only going to continue to improve. Gray Zabel comes in at number 7, the Super Bowl champion. Coming in at number 6, this is the player that had a very interesting 2025 campaign. If you stopped watching him after October, you wouldn't think he really had a decline, but he did. He had a big one. A really big one, especially when Chris Godwin kind of came back. Coming in at number 6, indeed, we do have Mr. Emeka Egbuka from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 19th overall pick out of Ohio State. 17 games played, 938 receiving yards, and 6 touchdowns. I think that's total yards, actually. 938 total yards and 6 touchdowns. Egbuka had a very interesting 2025 campaign. He started real hot, and then fell off slowly, and then even more towards the end of the season. It was an interesting fall off. The Buccaneers really had a fall off. You know, they started off hot. Baker got injured. Mike Evans got injured. Bucky Irving got injured. They were really injury plagued, especially offensively. Throughout the season, Chris Godwin was obviously not healthy to start the year. It was a very interesting campaign for the 2025 Buccaneers. And in terms of Egbuka's output, hot. Weeks like 1 through 7, 1 through 8, around there. Back into the season, fell off greatly. But the Bucs did too. I'm not saying it's on Egbuka. It's just, look at the numbers. It's a fact. So he comes in at number 6 for me because, my God, is he talented. We all know that. He's speedy. He's got good hands. Yes, he very much declined in the back half of 2025. That's more, at least to me, as a team outlook. Todd Bowles returns. Don't love that. But we're looking at 2025 and beyond here, potential-wise. Egbuka is one of the elite receivers in the NFL already. With Mike Evans gone, he is now their wide receiver one. He will be getting more targets this coming season. Baker Mayfield will be healthy to start the year, of course. You get new offensive coordinator in Zach Robinson from the Falcons. Don't like Todd Bowles staying. Don't really love what the Bucs have been doing. But I can tell you, Egbuka is definitely going to be a bright spot on that team, and Baker Mayfield knows it. And so does Zach Robinson. He knows that too. I hope for the Bucs' sake. So, not loving what the Bucs have been doing. Egbuka, you know how talented he is. Still a great rookie campaign, just shy of 1,000 yards. Had 6 total touchdowns. He comes in at number 6. I mean, that's just a given. As talented as can be, really, from any rookie receiver we've seen in quite some time. Coming in at number 5. Yeah, we're going to continue to show some offensive linemen some love. Yeah, this is Swank Tank. We show love to the trenches, especially on the offensive side of the football. Coming in at number 5, the 9th overall pick in last year's draft. Let's go Kelvin Banks, people, out of my school, UT, Hook 'em Horns. Plays left tackle for the Saints. He is the man in New Orleans. Yes, he had a good, not phenomenal, but a good rookie season. He is going to be there a long time. He reminds me a lot of Laramie Tunsil in terms of his size, in terms of his abilities, in terms of he is the cornerstone for that team. The cornerstone for that offensive line in protecting Tyler Shock. So, Kelvin Banks comes in at number 5 for me. Played 17 games, all of them, in 2025. Gave up 5 sacks. Again, the numbers aren't going to jump off the page for you from his rookie season. Banks is the cornerstone and the future of that Saints offensive line and protecting their franchise quarterback in Tyler Shock. He's the man. Offensive line, you get your flowers, you get your kudos on this show. I have Banks at number 5. At number 4, we do have our first quarterback now. At number 4, let's go Jackson Dart, quarterback from Ole Miss, the 25th overall pick. He played in 14 games in 2025, 2,759 yards, I believe that's total, and 24 total touchdowns as well. I mean, let's be real. I don't need to go into total detail here around Jackson Dart. He is a dynamic playmaker that can really use his legs. His mobility is one of his biggest factors. Yeah, he's got a good arm. pretty good accuracy, but not knowing what he's going to do in the pocket is one of his biggest strong suits. Now, he only played 14 games. He's already had several concussions. Not quite Tua-level concussions. Sorry, Tua. But concussions nonetheless. They've already talked with him about sliding more, getting out of bounds faster, not taking harder hits. Dart comes in at number 4 for me because I still think he's got some things to prove. Obviously, just after one season, he's not gonna be perfect, and his mobility and not sliding or not going out of bounds and he was indeed putting his head down, something he's still got to continue to learn and get better at. But, I mean, let's be real. Dart is the future of the New York Giants. He's one of the future faces of this league, if he's not already. He's a dynamic playmaker that does a lot with his legs and his arm. A lot. And let's be honest here. Jackson Dart's got a certain aura around him that you see on the field. He plays with swagger. He's got the whole eye black thing. You see it. You see it, and he plays with it. Now, just get out of bounds earlier, bro. Or just slide. Just slide. Future of the Giants, one of the future faces of this league. Again, if he's not already. Dart comes in at number 4. Number 3, and I had him at 2, and then I had to move him. Number 3, my third favorite draft pick from what I saw in 2025 and his future outlook in the NFL. It's Ashton Jeanty. And in 2025, you got to give him a lot of leeway, right? Because that Raiders offensive front was horrendous. One of the worst I've seen in a few years now. Just awful. He was a 6th overall pick out of Boise State. He played in all 17 games in 2025 and still had great numbers. 1,321 yards and 10 touchdowns. That's fantastic for a rookie running back. And I avoided him in fantasy this year. He still had really good numbers, but I avoided him in fantasy because how bad the Raiders offensive front was. They already have gone and gotten Tyler Linderbaum. They're going to continue to build the trenches, especially with a lot of their draft capital coming up in April in 2026 NFL draft. The offensive line's already been improved. They're going to have Mendoza back there at quarterback. I'm assuming he's going to start off the rip. Maybe not. But Jeanty should only continue to have success given that offensive line improving, hopefully, like every month until the season begins for the Las Vegas Raiders. So Jeanty, he's ultra talented, big bodied, can truck you over, has great feet, super uber athletic. As you all know, you know this player. He's a freaking beast. Now I put him at 3rd because the Raiders offensive line, yes, it's better, still has work to do. And running backs, let's be real here, they don't last nearly as long as quarterbacks, receivers, other positions, right? Much shorter careers, typically. But Jeanty, I mean, he's uber talented. Uber talented. And I can't wait to see him continue to blossom and grow and put up major, almost Saquon-esque numbers once the freaking Las Vegas Raiders continue to build the O-line. And it's already moving in the right direction. Jeanty comes in at number 3. At number 2, yeah, let's go with our boy Tyler Shuck. At number 2. 40th overall pick in last year's draft, 11 games played. He didn't start the season. Remember that. It was Spencer Rattler. 11 games played in 2025. 2,570 yards, 13 touchdowns for Tyler Shuck in New Orleans. You watch this kid, and you knew from his first start that he's with it. You knew he has the tools to be successful throughout his very, very young career and throughout the 2025 season. He's an excellent passer. He's got great accuracy, great field vision. He is the future of the quarterbacks in this league. I am a big fan of Tyler Shuck. I was a fan of him even when he got drafted. Did I think it was a little early? I did. But I did like his game. And I still very much do like his game. It's only going to continue to grow. That wide receiver room is interesting in New Orleans. You know, you ship off Shaheed to Seattle. Chris Olave has dealt with a lot of injuries, concussion-wise, over there in New Orleans. The receiver room needs an upgrade. I think they assessed that in the draft, most likely. Kamara, he's fading. Will he be a Saint? I don't know. That's still kind of unclear at the moment. Question marks for skill positions in New Orleans. At tight end, I mean, you got Juwan Johnson. They need some weapon upgrades over there, 100% in New Orleans to help Tyler Shuck out, the future of the Saints. At number 2, Shuck, I very much believe in. I wouldn't be surprised if he's a top 10 quarterback in 2026 already. especially when he plays 17 full games, hopefully, and he stays healthy, and he gets to start from the rip, of course. Super excited to see this young man ball out. Well, I say young. He had a good amount of college experience, but phenomenal campaign from him. He comes in at number 2. And you know who comes in at number 1. It is the reigning Offensive Rookie of the Year, the 8th overall pick. It is indeed Tet McMillan from Arizona. 17 games played, 1,014 yards, and 7 touchdowns as a rookie, winning Offensive Rookie of the Year for the Carolina Panthers. Played very well in their playoff game. I don't need to go into any detail here. Tet McMillan is my favorite current draft pick from the 2025 NFL Draft. Tet McMillan is my favorite draft pick from last year, moving into 2026 and beyond. That's from last year's output. That is also looking at his future in the NFL with his organization. This kid is damn close. He might already be a top 10 wide receiver. Would not be shocked if he's a top 5 wide receiver in 2026. As the Panthers continue to build their trenches, which they very much need to do, they've already brought in Rasheed Walker. Defensively, they've added to the trenches. As they continue to build that offensive front and add skill positions, yes, they lost Rico Dowdle. They brought in A.J. Dillon. As they continue to build around Bryce Young in that core, Tet McMillan will only continue to grow and succeed. And given even more time each year in the league, of course, will continue to grow as well. And I can't wait to see that happen. Uber talented from Tet. I mean, you just see it. He's got all the goodies, the full tool bag with Tet McMillan. And I'm excited to see him play in 2026. The Panthers are going to be a very interesting team to watch in 2026. I expect them to be a playoff team. I think a lot of people around the league do as well. They made it last year. I think they make it in 2026. It's early, but I like the moves they made, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Tet McMillan moving into his second year. Bryce Young finally settling in, it feels like. They're adding people to the offensive line. I like what Carolina's doing. And Tet McMillan is obviously the core piece over there now, moving forward. Jonathan Brooks maybe gets back healthy, hopefully this year. You still got Chuba Hubbard. They need a few more big-time playmakers. Jalen Coker really emerged, especially come playoff time in that one game against the Rams. Legette's been good, not great, but he's been a decent piece for them. Still moves to be made. But, man, I've been loving the Carolina Panthers, what they've done so far. And, obviously, Tet McMillan is a big piece of that. And that is my favorite draft picks, starting with my 10th favorite to my number 1 from last year and moving forward, given their potential outlook with their teams. And that is episode 45 of the Swank Tank. I appreciate you all so much if you made it all the way to the end. Again, there's no offseason over here. We're NFL only, 24/7, 365. Offseason, quotes, episodes every week. During the season, we do 2 episodes a week. All we do is NFL here. It's NFL only. Yes, we have graphics. We got good things already established. We have even more great things in the works. Future content, future interviews, future draft content, all off season long. And then the season kicks off in September on a Wednesday. But in September. Not too far away. All things considered, we have the draft coming up. A lot of good things coming your way in regards to that. Make sure you're following again on all the socials at the Swank Tank. I appreciate you more than you know. Continuing to grow slowly but surely. Your one-stop shop for all things NFL. Appreciate you guys. Have a great, pretty much start to your weekend. Damn close. Enjoy some March Madness basketball. The Masters is coming up, here soon as well. Enjoy your weekend, or the almost start to it, and we will see you next week.